The solar opposites are back, baby! Hi, I'm Kitty Monk, and I'm here to talk to you about solar opposites. Wait, you don't know what that is? Oh, okay then. If you're unaware, Solar Opposites is a cartoon currently streaming on Hulu, or Star if you don't live in the US. You might have heard about how it's a Rick and Morty clone, or you might have heard about how the creators are clairvoyant.
Just fungus you get from not washing your hands.
You gotta wash those hands.
It's fun.
Or The Wall, which I won't really discuss here because enough people have covered it. I was worried Solar Opposites would end up being a Rick and Morty clone, but I loved it. It's not just Rick and Morty with aliens, it has its own identity. Trust me. Season 2 just dropped, and I was gonna discuss a topic from that season. But by polling, I realized, wow, most of you haven't watched this show, or even heard about it. Let's discuss. The show is about the solar opposites, if you couldn't already guess. Prior to the show, they lived on Schlorp, until the asteroid hit.
We crashed on Earth, stranding us on an already overpopulated planet.
Okay, I guess the premise isn't totally original. There's been a million aliens living on Earth stories. But it's not what cliches you pick, it's what you do with them. The series follows 5 aliens. First, there's Corvo. Corvo is the team leader, and it's his job to repair the ship. Out of everybody, he probably hates living on Earth the most, even though he is slowly getting used to it. Now, Corvo's voice might sound familiar, and that's because it is. He's voiced by Justin Roiland.
I should hope that you're all going out to get more Miller Lights for Tuesday taco night thing.
I guess the problem some people have with Corvo is his voice sounds exactly like a congested Rick Sanchez.
These are my grandkids, Summer and Morty. Summer, Morty, this is, Unity.
I had that problem, but by the end of the first episode, I was fine. Then there's Corvo's mission partner, Terry. Unlike Corvo, Terry loves living on Earth and following all the Earth trends. And he's so adorkable.
Why are your jeans in the freezer?
Jen Gardner had an Insta all about cleaning your jeans like freezing sushi.
He's the pupa specialist, but he's the one person who never paid attention in class. So he and Corvo usually butt heads.
Not getting it from you. Where is he getting
I
it?
don't know,
Where?
okay? Stop
I'll
yelling
yell at
at
you
me.
as much as I want.
Now the pupa is this little slug thing that's basically the family dog baby. Pupa's special because when he matures, well, I'll let the show explain.
It'll evolve into its true form, one that'll destroy and rebuild the planet in the image of the homeworld using data stored in its DNA.
Although so far that has yet to happen, and I think that'll probably be a final season conflict. Do they really let Pupa terraform this world they come to love? Until then, Pupa usually just goes on his side quests. They're okay. Finally, there's the replicants, which for lack of a better word, are the clone kids, I guess, of Corvo and Terry, who each have their own full-fledged personalities. First, there's Corvo's replicant, Yumulak. Like Corvo, Yumulak hates living on Earth. But while Corvo repairs his ship and deals with Terry, Yumulak shrinks people. Yeah, you heard that right. At first, it's people who do something to deserve it, like bullies or people who ask too many questions. But over time, it's for the flimsiest reason, or because you have a red shirt.
I had people in shirts of all the other colors. I promise we'll use due process on the next one. Don't yell at me.
If it makes you feel any better, not a lot of people like Yumulak. I mean, I think he's cool, but you do you. Finally, there's Terry's replicant, Jessie. Jessie with no eye because she's an alien. Jessie loves the Earth, and she loves trying to befriend people, unlike Terry, who just likes to do human things for the sake of it. She's the show's cinnamon roll.
And Jessie, you've been late 3 times. I'm a monster!
It's true, she is.
Yeah, when I was a teen, I was definitely Jessie. Because of their lack of understanding of Earth culture, they get into all sorts of hijinks. Again, it's nothing new, but Solar Opposites has a real talent for taking something minor and making it spiral. In one episode, Corvo and Terry get targeted by the HOA, and they realize their neighbors don't like them. And of course they don't like them!
Trent from around the block doesn't like that I let Pupa go number 2 on his lawn. Where the heck is he supposed to go?
In most shows, they end up with a lesson not to let people get to you, or they'd have the humans accept them. No. In Solar Opposites,
Everyone will unknowingly drink water contaminated with our nanobots, which will harvest all their memories, and then they'll pee them out and they'll end up back here.
and when the humans find out, they get justifiably mad and fighting breaks out. In this show, they make the point that yes, the family's usually in the wrong, but they're so funny and charming you kind of ignore it. Or they just cross the line so many times you can't help but laugh. Corvo and Terry aren't a couple, and yet they sleep in the same bed because that's what they think humans do.
We got the mattress with the fabric encased coils, otherwise I'd be bouncing all over the place.
Or they just bicker like an old married couple.
What on Gorb's gray gribble is going on here?
I think a reason why this dynamic works is because Solar Opposites isn't like the competition. In most shows or movies that do this kind of thing, there's usually a masquerade you gotta uphold.
We cannot have a routine haunting like yours provide proof that there is existence beyond death.
This is probably the first show I've seen where there's no masquerade, because as far as they know, there's nobody around to enforce it. I'm sure you're probably expecting something like Invader Zim, like Schlorp never blew up and Corvo and Terry are outcasts. That doesn't happen. Even the season 2 premiere established that yes, Schlorp blew up. Maybe we'll get a twist like that someday, but not now. But come on! Corvo and Terry don't wear disguises. The family doesn't go by a fake name. Corvo and Terry don't even have jobs. The replicants go to a high school, in full view of everyone, and nobody cares. I guess Steven Universe did this, but unpopular opinion, I didn't like it there. I can get why Beach City doesn't care about the CG, but people outside Beach City, like Connie's mom, I don't exactly get how the rest of the world used them, or how Greg isn't in prison for child neglect. But anyway, the Solar Opposites doesn't demand everybody like them for the sake of them being aliens. I guess protagonist-centered morality exists.
Remember, Terry, we're heroes.
But the show doesn't say the humans are wrong for disliking the family. No, in this show, the replicants get bullied. And not just because the bullies have nothing better to do.
And we can't prove this, but we're reasonably confident that you gave Miss Kim a 3-month period after she took away your glowing orb.
This is smart because it's a reason why they can get away with such things. Like most adult cartoons, the Solar Opposites do morally reprehensible things. But a reason why they get away with it is usually because the people they go up against are foes or people who are worse than they are. Or because they have no understanding of the situation, it just snowballs. And on top of that, they're aliens. Yeah, maybe it doesn't excuse anything, but come on. It's hilarious to watch Roger kill a group of frat boys over $20, since it's so out there you can't help but laugh. And because he's an alien, you don't feel mad about it the same way you would if Peter did it. It's really meta. Also, that's another thing. This show can get really meta. It probably broke the fourth wall as much as Chowder.
It's the craziest battle I've ever been in, and all in one unbroken take? That must have cost $1 million!
Yeah, this show has a lot of references. The climaxes of 2 episodes took place in a Spirit Halloween and a Dave and Buster's. Sometimes it can be a bit overdone, and they might date the show, but if you can get past them, you'll love it. However, this show isn't totally perfect. The one time the alien thing didn't do it for me was the lake house device. An episode I am really divided on.
I don't want to change. I like who I am now. I like wearing women's eyeshadow and murdering you.
I loved the Corvo and Terry plot, and I loved Idris Elba, but I don't know how to feel about Yum-Yulak. The ending was hilarious, but I'm just gonna say that American Dad did that whole plot better. If only because they didn't show certain things. In Alien or not, Yum-Yulak is still technically a child, so... But this isn't the show's biggest problem. The biggest problem comes down to one simple word. Family.
Emily?
I think the worst problem, at least for season 1, is the divide between the adults and the replicants. Most of the time, the episodes are just Corvo and Terry do something, and the replicants do something. Occasionally, they'll intersect at the end, but most of the time they don't. In season 1, there was probably only one episode that involved the whole family doing something together, since that was the episode's theme.
Tricks!
All right, enough!
I get it. Kids and adults have lives outside of their homes, but it ruins one big part of the show for me, and that was their bond. Most family-driven shows are usually about nuclear families, not blended families. Yeah, they're aliens, but come on. It felt like a real breath of fresh air to have a blended family for once. And for once, the family isn't dysfunctional. I guess maybe they can be at times. I mean, there was a whole episode about them trying to kill each other.
Yeah, and I'm gonna blast you and develop the out of my character.
But it's not Beth hitting Summer in the face with a wine bottle. That episode, Beth did it because she's cruel and she doesn't care. In Solar Opposites, they think they'll be fulfilled if they do.
Wait! I'm fulfilled!
To me, the Solar Opposites are way more loving than the Smiths, which is pretty ironic. The Solar Opposites aren't a family in the traditional sense. They're just together for the sake of a mission, but they still have heartwarming moments and care for one another. This is important regardless of any show. In Rick and Morty, Rick is a horrible person. But because we get these brief humanizing glimpses, we emphasize with him more. It's why so many people relate to him. Corvo is like Rick where he doesn't like others, but he gets concerned about Jesse's safety.
I'm scared. Is dying gonna hurt?
No, I think it'll be peaceful, like falling asleep.
For Terry, it's so cute seeing him watch cartoons with the replicants. I am so glad season 2 really built on this. Most episodes in season 2 are usually about the whole family working together, or at worst, Corvo and Terry plus a replicant. It was great to watch Terry and Jesse struggling without Corvo in the first episode.
Old machine?
Corvo would hate that. Let's do it.
Or to see Corvo, who is in one for emotion, encourage Yumulak.
Yumulak, it's time.
Are you sure?
We're dying. We have to.
What are you talking about?
The emergency urbanizer.
Solar Opposites is well worth a watch. It's gonna be a while before we get any other Disenchantment content, unfortunately, so this could help you wait until then. And also, Abby Jacobson's in it.
Let me go and I'll tell them to put you in a good prison.